It's surprisingly cold for a summer's day. In fact, it's cold enough to I'm not 15, it's not TikTok. Why did I do that? That was so stupid. It's not even that cold. There are two rather important things I'm going to talk about today. One is the refurbishment of the wheels. The wheels that I took off of Nigel just yesterday. As a couple of people have rightfully pointed out, these wheels have been cleaned with hydrochloric acid. Not that I left the stuff on for long, but that can cause this. And my friend Joe suggested, and I don't know why I didn't think of this myself, polishing them. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe actually a polish would work on them. But that's item number one on the agenda for today. And the other is Nigel on these 15-inch wheels and just how much of a difference they make to the way the car drives. As Dick Dastardly pointed out in my comments, that car wasn't made for 16-inch wheels in the first place, so the suspension can't really handle it. Well, it can handle it, but it wasn't designed for it. It wasn't designed with wheels of that size in mind, so it will make quite a big difference, and it does. Now consider this. I'm a man of a particular age, and looks isn't everything. If looks were everything, I'd still be 29. And what's more important to me is comfort. Something else as well, I can't think of what it is. Sausages? No, not sausages. This has come as a bit of a surprise to me because I never thought I'd be swapping those wheels over for good, but it looks like I am. Sausages. Speaking of sausages, I had some the other day. I had a whole packet of 8 in one night. Didn't eat anything else, just sausages. Pretentious? What? Back to the hosepipe of Horsey Nightmare, because whilst I charge my microphone, I shall wash Nigel. Rinse the car, snow foam the car, wash the car, rinse the car, dry the car, watch the car as it gets itself filthy in the rain again. And now for something completely different. Since Nigel has had his weekly wash, and he does need it now because I rather stupidly refused a hire car 2 weeks ago when I had my little bump, or when somebody had their little bump into me. My insurance company naturally said, would you like a hire car? And I said, no, I don't really need one, I've got another car. How bloody stupid is that? All this time, 2 weeks, almost will be 2 weeks on Monday, when I could have had that hire car, using my own car, parking it outside the house, getting it dirty, risking it getting scratched, all these other kind of things that isn't my daily car. Don't really need to go on. I'd rather you didn't, mate. Before I go home, I will just have a little experiment on polishing these wheels, which may well end up going to a man called Joe after all. Joe wanted to buy these wheels about a year ago, and I just kept saying I want to keep them, and now of course there's every reason to not keep them, so I may as well just see whether the old rubbing compound on there will make any difference to how rough they look. And the answer is yeah, it actually helps. What am I like? What is this like, eh? I've taken the wheels off because I thought they actually really needed refurbishing. Wasn't expecting that. You know, I'm not shy to a bit of elbow grease, which makes this even more strange that for some reason I didn't even think of just giving the wheels the same treatment as I give the paint. For some reason I just assumed the paint was knackered and that was really it. I never do that on the bodywork. That's the wheel that wasn't as bad as the other one, and just a couple of minutes with the old 3M compound, and look. That's quite astonishing. Well, I feel like such a fool. As you know though, I'm quite comfortable with getting things wrong. In fact, often I find getting things wrong is great, because if you've got something just a bit wrong, there's such a simple solution to getting it back right again. So instead of having to rub them back and spend ages spraying them, there we go. I'm not going to get them as good as that anyway, so what's the point? So I shall continue with this tomorrow, where I will decide which wheels I really do like the best. I know which ones I like the look of, obviously. But because of that, tomorrow I shall polish up the 15-inch wheels. Apparently, that's the rain stopped for the day, which is perfect for going for a picnic. And if you're going for a picnic, you take Nigel, don't you? And you plant him somewhere everyone can see, so they can have something cheery to help them on their journey. Cabby car! It's now Sunday. It's a bit windy outside. Fanny's been mounted by a dinosaur, and I'm about to do a live stream, but there's only one person waiting, which could be rather disappointing. I want to continue cleaning these wheels up today, because I can see where they've worked, where they haven't quite. They need a bit more work on there. And rather stupidly, I've decided what I should do is try and combine doing a live stream and making a video. And it's not going to work. Look, there's nobody even here. Perhaps I really did choose the wrong time and day for this particular live stream. Let's look at one tiny section of this and see how quickly I can improve it. So that there, it's rough and it just looks incredibly dull. Would you agree? Or that one? Yeah, look at that one. Really rough, and the inspiration for taking these wheels off in the first place. It's like instant, it's come up instantly. It's amazing, really, really amazing. Not only that, what about Nigel's wheels? Nigel's new wheels, Nigel's wheels that he might well be keeping. I'm going to have to do the same thing with those, I reckon, because they've got some rough bits on. Should I do some now, or should I go home like I'm supposed to be? I'm supposed to be at home at 2 o'clock, and it's now 5 to 2. Do I clean the wheels up and just say to the wife, oh, I'm sorry, I had something more important to do? There, you knew that was coming, didn't you? Well, there's the compromise, of course. I go into work, a couple of hours, do a live stream. Takes a bit more time than I was expecting. And that was the topic of conversation, certainly to start with, within the live stream, and why I don't really tend to do them very often anymore, because of time. And there is no more time for today. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I would like to thank the following channel members, presumably you still are members. Stu, Richard Mann, Dinosaur Dad, Jimmy Quinn, Mark Reynolds, James Mayo, Aaron Gill, Neil Gibbons, Carl Wood and Carl Davis, Dave Smith, son of Jack 71, Typhoon Cat, Tim Sheridan, Lee Thorndike, James Smith, Classic Wheels Wales, Fubarad, Foxtrot, Phil Roach, Johnny Crook, Simon Brader, Greg Anderson, Project MGTF, Alan Searle, and Granny Staff. And if anybody else is a channel member, please let me know. Well, this is rather excellent, and thanks to Mr. Joe Cox, I've actually got some wheels that no longer need respraying because I wasn't clever enough to think about polishing them up, but he was. There we go, that's it. Right,